All right, there we go. We are live. Oh, let me get our fancy little.
I'm a little
We
thrown off there. We didn't have our intro like normal, which I know.
I know. We're getting a new intro done because we've rebranded everything, and it's going to be a fancy new intro that we're coming up with. So, problem is we got to wait to have it done because neither one of us are tech savvy enough to do it. So,
Yeah, that's okay.
Alex says sorry he has to miss tonight. No problem, Alex. It's probably like 3 a.m. where he's at right now. So
Yeah, that's dedication.
it's understandable.
He came in second place, I believe, this week, so it's paying off. Oh my gosh!
Somebody already noticed.
I told you it threw me off too, Derek. I didn't know how I feel about it, but let me see if there's a way we can fix it. I don't think so. That's a bummer.
I think that there is. I just don't know how it works. So,
ooh, go ahead. You know what? Go ahead and remove me, and I'm going to join back in. I'm going to remove myself. Hang on.
Hey, there we go.
There we go. That makes me feel a lot better, honestly.
That's right. Favorite crypto showtime. So Leroy and Derek actually both won the $50 Amazon gift card. So definitely make sure to send us an email with your info, and we'll get that sent right over to you guys.
Yes.
Just send it to this email right here.
You know, the funny thing is we always go, and I feel like this is the case every time. I feel like we every Monday especially, we always go live, and it takes a good 5 minutes to get a lot of people on.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder why that is, because Wednesday it's usually like right at 10, boom, we get people on. So,
yep. Well, they're gonna have to get on quick because we're only on for about 25 or 30 minutes tonight. We Dan and I had a long day. We had a delivery to a client out near Pittsburgh today, so we had like 12 hours not 12, about 10 and a half hours of drive time, and
it was pretty close. It felt like 12. It was a long day, and then we unloaded a truck of furniture. It was a long day, so we're tired. We got some stuff to film still, unfortunately, but we're here.
So yeah, so we're gonna.
John says he's here for a drive by. He's got a fierce deadline. Hey man, you got to do that.
What's up, John?
Yeah,
right. That's right.
Don't worry, we won't be, guys. This is gonna be a quicker one, like Kyle said. We had a long.
Yeah, we're just announcing. We're just announcing the winners tonight. We're going to actually start the new one on Wednesday, so it gives everybody a chance to, kind of study things a little bit because the market's been very interesting the last week or so. Had a huge pump last week. Went down over the weekend. Today it's down again. So it's been an interesting week or so probably. So it gives everybody a little bit more time to kind of reevaluate what projects they might want to be picking for their to make their roster. Bart's on here. What's up, Bart? Bart, send me a message afterwards. I want to go over something with you really quick in regards to what we were talking about the other night. So send me a message afterwards, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. I've got something I got to film right after this, and then honestly, Dan and I are probably both going to be going to bed early tonight because we've been up for doing a lot of stuff today. But send me something, and we're gonna. I want to go over something with you. Maybe tomorrow might be the best time.
Derek says he's got 5 doozies for tonight. I think we if the people got on tonight, if Derek wants to, we can always count his. He's been our guy doing all the, what I want to call it, the tallying and everything and the bookkeeping for the crypto league. If he wants to start today, I don't think that's fair, or I don't think that's not unfair. He wants to do it today because the market's a little down. I see what he's doing. So, do we want to announce it right now? I mean, let's be honest. You and I know, and obviously Derek knows what the winner is. So, he
said so. Wait, all right. So that's what we'll do. New fantasy league starts on Wednesday. So we'll plan on new fantasy league starting Wednesday tonight. We're just going to go through who won, and then if anybody has any questions, if not, then we'll probably hop off. Like I said, fairly early tonight so that we can kind of try to finish up our stuff a little earlier tonight so we can get a little bit of sleep. But we'll definitely be doing that on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. All right. So
Derek says market it. Oh, go ahead.
We had a pull away winner. I don't think it was really. It was I shouldn't say it wasn't close. It was pretty close most of the time.
It was close up until the end when the market went down there that last day and a half.
So I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Derek was the winner with.
Yep.
You want to put in there, Derek, how much you out of the $1,000 theoretical dollars, how much you made? I think it was a couple $100. It was I want to say 230 something. It was two something. It was not too shabby.
What's that on if that was $1,000 investment? I mean, what's that, a 20% gain in 2 weeks? That's pretty solid.
Not bad, especially since what was it when we tallied the last couple of days when we were tallying the final scores, it kind of dipped. So before that, a lot of people were doing good. And Derek says trading out mid contest was a game changer. Absolutely, that makes it a little more fun. I think.
I kept faith with the ones that I had, and they just disappointed me.
I actually
I do have a really, really good video. I got to film it right after this, but the thumbnail's all ready, and so is the title and description and everything. Do have a really, really good one for tomorrow. It's a project we have not talked about yet, and I'm not going to give away what it is because I'm excited for everybody to get a chance to see it. A project nobody really talks about, but I think that they should be, and there's a good reason for it. So you guys will have to wait and watch the video tomorrow to see what and why I think that it could be it could be a surprise, a surprise gainer for a lot of people. I think as the market really heats up.
Yeah, and I think one of the things I'm going to do this time, coming Wednesdays, I'm going to come prepared with a nice 5. I'm not going to do I'm going to have one gem. It's going to be one shiny turd that I'm going to try to polish into something. But the other 4 are going to be good, legitimate ones that I'm going to win this time. I'm determined.
So Dan and I have decided we're going to start a series on here where we're going to use our own money. So it's going to be our own money, and we're going to pick, what did we say, 5 to 10. We haven't decided exactly how it's going to play out yet, but it'll probably be over in the next coming weeks. We're going to pick 5 to 10 low cap altcoins, the type of stuff that we talk about in those low cap gem videos. And we're actually going to personally invest in them, the lotto ticket ones, but it's not going to be a huge amount. It's going to be kind of like what we talk about when we're doing the videos. Don't throw your whole portfolio into it. Throw, if you've got $100 or $200 on the sideline and you want to invest in, a couple projects or something like that, that's fine. That's what we're going to be doing. We're each going to pick out a few of them, and we're going to see what happens. Like I said, it's either something where, hey, you could make nothing, it could go to zero, or you could get a Dogecoin or a SafeMoon or something like that just absolutely goes berserk. I mean, SafeMoon right now is up 1.7 million% for the year. I mean, just crazy for a project that in my opinion is, has, I don't know. I'm not a fan of it personally. However, it works, do I think it's something long-term that's going to be a great project? Probably not. It's kind of like Dogecoin. Doge has zero intrinsic value because actually it's a good transition for it because John wanted to talk about it anyway. So, John, personally, I'm not a massive fan of Dogecoin. I do think it's something that it as Mark Cuban says, it literally will give you the most bang for your buck in crypto. There's zero intrinsic value with it. It's safer than buying a lotto ticket. So it is something that, if you're going to put $5 on something, you're better off putting it on Dogecoin than on a lotto ticket. But at the end of the day, I mean, there's zero intrinsic value for it. It's meant to be a joke, but there's a lot of people that think it could potentially get to $1 this year, so right now it's probably not the best time, at least in my opinion. I wouldn't be getting into it right now because I don't know if it actually touched 40 cents today or not, but it was really flirting with 40 cents. So at this point, it's not going to be a massive gain if it gets to $1. For the people that got into it when that thing was below a penny, that's a huge, huge gain. Now, as high as it's risen, as fast as it's risen, 90% of the time you can expect a big pullback coming at some point. So if I was personally invested in I was making crazy gains on it right now, I'd be looking to cash out at some point because I do think at some point it's gonna have to have a correction.
Yeah, Doge has nothing going. I mean, when the creator of Doge even comes out and is like, it's such a one in a million thing. Like, it's the power of the internet, though. I mean, that's these people on there saying Doge to the moon and hold, and it's amazing. It is honestly amazing because Doge literally is worthless as far as like what it actually does.
Well, it's the Wall Street bets thing all over again. I mean, it shows the power of people banding together on the internet. I mean, never before, it's exactly what you saw happen with the whole Wall Street bets thing with GameStop. Never before, and the hedge funds and all of them never expected that to happen because they've never had to deal with something like that. But now, never before have people been able to band together as easily as they can and start just shilling a coin basically, and everybody starts investing in it.
Yeah, Derek is 100%. Kyle and I were talking about today. 110% correct. Doge, he says Doge is great for short plays, but toxic because people eventually getting burned and not knowing what they're doing. And that's exactly what happens. You get everyone hears because Doge is the hot topic right now. Everyone goes in and like John's friend saying like, oh, he's I don't know, do I buy right now? What Kyle's right. Maybe it hits $1. Do I think it's gonna hit $1? I would crap my pants. I would crap. 6 months ago, if you told me it hit 10 cents, I would have crapped my pants. So we're way past that. But I think it's gonna tank, and I think it's gonna fall hard.
I think it's something that, I mean, every person in crypto at one point or another either holds Doge or has held Doge at some point.
Oh, it was more like for fun.
I was gonna say it was more of a fun thing. I mean, like I said, hey, take a look at Mark Cuban. He basically said, he bought some for his son just because he's like, hey, it's the most entertainment you're ever going to get because it just goes on these crazy runs because it gets all these people pumping it. But Derek's 100% right. It's great for short plays if you can buy it right. If you can buy a dip on that, hey, when it went from below a penny and it pumped 800% in one day and went up to like 8 cents, everybody was like, holy crap. And then all of a sudden it pulled down to like 3 or 4 cents. That's a good time to buy because you're getting it at 50% off where it was, and that it can at least get back to that point at some point with a little bit of a push behind it. And then all of a sudden, over the weekend, it gets up to, 20 cents, and people are like, this is insane. And then it just kept going and kept going, so it's definitely one of those things where when it pumps hard. But it's also one of those things that, I mean, it has zero use case behind it. So the danger with that is exactly as Derek said, people not understanding that they're playing with fire if they hold on to it too long. I mean, so, just be very cautious. You can absolutely make a lot of money on Doge. A lot of people are right now. For me, it is one of those things that if the buy on it is right, like Safe Moon is another one, like I just said. I wouldn't be buying into it right now. It was up another 300% today. Okay, at some point, it can't continue to keep doing that before people that bought in when it was way down there. I mean, if they are realizing just insane gains right now, why would you not pull your money back out of that? Because at some point everybody else is gonna.
Exactly. And the thing is, Doge pumps hard, but it falls hard too. We've seen that. And make no mistake, honestly, I'm going to be the first to admit, I think Doge is a big pile of steaming dog shit. However, I'll be the first one to buy it if it goes under 5 cents again. Because
absolutely. I'll tell you, if it goes below 10 or 20 cents, I'm probably going to buy some just because, I mean, you see what it can do when it gets one good tweet or a little bit of news or anything like that backing it, So John says, do you think it makes vulnerable the crypto space with future SEC actions? I think it's always a possibility. I mean, here's the thing. We know that Bitcoin and Ethereum are safe. Those are the two safe havens because they have been deemed non-securities by the SEC. So they're not going to get touched. Ripple's going through a whole mess right now. Now, the reason Ripple is pumping right now is because some news came out that Ripple has been winning part of their lawsuits right now because of some statements the SEC made back in 2016, basically deeming it a digital currency, not a digital security, which is the exact same thing that they call Bitcoin and Ethereum. So Ripple's lawyers have basically went after the SEC and said, we want all of the documentation from your cases against Bitcoin and Ethereum and when you deem them non-securities, we want all of the paperwork on that and the recordings of that, because we want to go through it and compare it to what you classified us as previously and what you've been calling us, because we believe that you should be classifying us the same way. And it does sound like Ripple, we'll see. It sounds like they may win that lawsuit, or if they don't, to me, they've got so much money at this point. Does it not make more sense for them to just try to settle and not take this thing as far as they possibly could in court? Because the longer that they drag it on in court, Ripple's got a huge community behind them. And Ripple is, make no mistake, Ripple is one of the best projects going in crypto when they don't have this looming overhead right now. If they could just get rid of it, they probably get back to their number 3 spot, but they've got to get rid of everything that's going on. But to answer your question, John, I don't worry about it. I know somebody had mentioned in the group, yesterday with Turkey banning crypto. I think it was Turkey that was banning crypto and all that. My outlook on that is, so many countries have tried and so many have failed, because the beauty of Bitcoin is it is decentralized. Okay, it is something where it's not meant to have government interference. It's not meant to have centralized banks or anything like that. I don't know. A lot of people may not realize this, but if you think about the banking system, and Dan and I were talking about this today when we were driving. If you think about the banking system, if everybody in the world went and withdrew all of the money that they had sitting in their bank accounts, the banks wouldn't be able to pay you that money because they don't have it. They're basically taking your money in and then they are loaning it out to somebody else that's going to be paying interest on it and everything, but they don't have that cash just sitting right there. To me, there's something wrong with that. You can't even access your own money if you wanted to, type of thing, with a situation like that. So the whole beauty of crypto is it gets us away from that archaic model and puts the power back to the people and everything. And I think it's going to be very difficult for governments to try to shut all that stuff down. Now, eventually, will governments step in and try to have some sort of oversight? Maybe. They might. It remains to be seen how all that plays out and what happens with it. Even if Turkey was to ban the usage of crypto, they didn't come out and say that they were banning purchasing crypto. They were just saying that they are coming out and banning the usage of it. Doesn't mean people can't still buy it if they want to and hold it and, just put their money there and watch it grow. Even if it did, it's not going to have the same type of effect as if, a large country came out and tried banning it.
You notice why they didn't do that, though, because they still want to tax it when you make money on crypto. They didn't. Yeah, it's funny how that works, but it does read, like you said, Kyle, that exactly in 1929 when the stock market crashed, that's what happened with banks. People immediately panicked, and a ton of people tried coming in and taking money out of the bank, and the banks didn't have the money to give them.
Right.
And that creates a lot of problems, and that's the one nice thing about crypto. And I think, like Kyle said, it is interesting. You look at this a little bit, and I think banks right now, for a long time, obviously for a long time, had all the leverage. And I think right now they're a little scared. I would be. I'd be a little nervous. Right now they're looking a little bit like Blockbuster. Netflix is coming to town. So they got to be careful and play the cards right. Banks are always going to be used, don't get me wrong, but I think their importance is going to change a little bit.
I would agree. I think that good things are coming, and that's why yesterday in the group I had made a comment too. I just basically said, hey, I'm buying the dip. Bad news is going to come out. FUD's going to happen. Anybody that doesn't know what FUD is, it's fear, uncertainty, and doubt. There's a lot of things. It's part of the crypto journey. It's a roller coaster. You're going to get people trying to manipulate the market to lower the price of it. Case in point, Coinbase has their IPO on Wednesday. Prices go to all-time highs. Isn't it funny that right after that, the prices of Coinbase's stock tank, and so does the crypto market? Well, what happened was Brian Armstrong, who is the CEO of Coinbase, he had basically $1 billion worth of Coinbase stock. He sold 300 million like that. Ends up selling 300 million of it, $300 million worth. Price of Coinbase stock plummets. So does Bitcoin. Where do you think that $300 million probably went into? As soon as Bitcoin's price plummets, so does the rest of the market, because everything revolves around what's going on with Bitcoin. That plummets down, and then all of a sudden, guess what? There's plenty of discounted Bitcoin for him to buy up and spend that $300 million that he just made.
Yes, absolutely.
So
Luis
And
says,
there's stuff going on over in China with the hash rate and stuff like that because power outage. I mean, there's so many things that go on. But guys, the point being, just don't have weak hands. Strong hands. Just keep holding on. If you have money left over, not professional financial advice, but if you have money set on the side, buy the dip. Okay. I mean, some huge discounts today. I bought more Filecoin last night. I bought more the Graph. I bought more Cardano today. And then I bought more Synthetics. Synthetics is back, guys. Synthetics is back down to $15 right now. I first bought into Synthetics at $8. It got as high as almost 30. So it's a huge discount right now. That may be one I might get a little bit more of because I'm so bullish on Synthetics.
yeah, and Luis here says every dip that happens, these crypto crybabies panic, and he's absolutely right. And that's what you're going to find is anytime you see dips or corrections, you're going to separate the men from the boys. You're going to have the people that come in that buy Doge at 40 cents, and when it goes down to 20, they're going to write off crypto and say, "Oh, it's stupid. It makes no sense." Okay, that's fine. It's not for you. No big deal. There's always more people that are willing to learn. So that's the key for sure. But this one's actually interesting. Derek said the UK, which I did not hear this, the UK announced they are researching about creating their own crypto. That's actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. I know if I remember right, and this was a while back. I mean, this was like 2017. Venezuela tried doing something similar.
Yep.
The problem is Venezuela wanted to back it based on the oil that they had, the barrels of oil that they had. They were trying to back their crypto with that. So it didn't work out well for them. However, the UK isn't Venezuela, so it'll be interesting. If it works out for them, you may find other countries follow suit. There's other companies. I mean, Facebook has looked into creating their own crypto. It's still very surprising to me, and some of that may change, but it's still surprising to me that Apple, Google, any of those big companies like that Amazon haven't announced anything about either looking into creating their own or utilizing others like Bitcoin or any other type of crypto as a form of payment.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got Paul here says Stellar Lumens.
Yes. I love Stellar. I think Stellar's a great project. Stellar's biggest competitor is Ripple, but here's another interesting point that I was thinking of the one day. I think one of Stellar's biggest competitors right now is the Ripple lawsuit, and the reason for that is they're both based around payments and everything, like an international payment solution. Ripple's idea was they were going towards the banking side of things and trying to incorporate this with banks. Stellar is going after the unbanked, okay, because there's billions of people worldwide, third world countries, and really anywhere that do not have access to banking. So Stellar is looking to provide a payment solution for that. The problem is they play in the same ballpark. They're going after different clientele, but they play in the same ballpark. And I think, this is just speculation, but I think that part of the problem with why Stellar was just not really moving a lot, and they did the last week or so, everything really was, but they were finally starting to move and show some life. I think that whole lawsuit that Ripple has going on had an impact on Stellar. It was keeping the price low because even though they shouldn't be kind of grouped in with Ripple, they kind of do get grouped in with them because they are, they're major competitors.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So Luis wants to know what percentage of your net worth is in crypto. Now, this is ever changing. Kyle and I were talking about this a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to guess, Kyle, what percentage of your net worth?
Probably, and guys, this varies depending on each person. I can tell you right now, every spare dollar that I have that obviously we don't use to live on, and I don't want, I still have money set aside in a savings account and stuff like that. So don't put your entire net worth into it. For me, it's probably 50 to 60%, I would say. Is that high? It depends on your definition of high, and it depends on your risk tolerance. For me, I am basically taking advice from others that have a lot of knowledge in the space, basically saying, hey, every chance you get, invest every spare dollar that you have that you don't need to live on and you don't need to live comfortably with. Invest that into cryptos that you like, and it's not so much that you have to go like super deep on all these different projects and everything. Go with the ones that you believe in and the ones that you believe have the best potential and they're going to give you a return for it. So if that all pans out, I'm going to be very, very happy at the end of this bull cycle. And excuse me, the thing is, I'm still going to keep a pretty good sized percentage of whatever I make in terms of gains at the end of the cycle. I'm going to keep that rate in crypto and just buy the dip, use it to buy that and then pull out, obviously a good chunk of it too, just as kind of a reward for all the hard work for it.
Yeah. So Luis says he's in his 20s. He's thinking of loading the dip here. That's exactly what I'm doing, Luis. I'm 28.
Yep.
You're 100% right. You got to take the risks now. Do it now. You know what? That's kind of where I'm
Yep.
at too, man.
Yep.
I 100% agree. Kyle's kind of coaching me on this, on the moves to make. And we're going to, and like I said, we're going to do our own little thing too together where we take, I don't know, a couple $100 and have a little fun with it. We're going to throw
just play around with it a little bit. Go shopping for some low cap alts that we always tell you guys to be careful with. We're going to have a little fun with it and speculate a little bit. But yeah, guys, you know what? I think everybody has the chance to make a lot of money in crypto. I mean, it's all about just being smart with what you're investing. You can't be afraid to take profits. And I think that's I've learned it the hard way. And that's one of the things you have to learn time and time again. You can't be afraid to take profits. I took profits on Litecoin and it ended up pumping even harder after that. Now it's on a big retracement. It did go quite a bit higher after I took profits, but you know what? I was way up on it compared to where I'd bought it. I took profits. And then what I did was instead of reinvesting that right back into the market, I let that set aside. And you can do that either in like a USD coin, Tether, or just leave it in USD if you have that available to you on whatever exchange you're using. I let it sit there because I had a feeling that at some point, because the market was running so wild, we were going to get a retracement. And guess what? We did. So I let it just sit there and wait. And I waited until everything came back down to where I was looking as kind of a target to buy it. And I took those profits from Litecoin and I put those into Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then, like I said, I ended up buying 3 or 4 others over the last couple of days, but sometimes that's what you got to do. You got to be willing to take those profits and use those to strengthen other positions.
Absolutely. Derek has a good point here. He says, basically, guys, there's a lot of people out in the YouTube space or any other space you can listen to. Speakers fully listen to, there's a lot of people that are coming out of the woodwork right now claiming to know, be Bitcoin experts, especially Bitcoin, but crypto experts in general. Kyle and I will be the first to tell you we're not going to tell you what to do. We're just giving advice. But it's worked out really well for Kyle, especially because he got into it and he's much heavier into it than I am right now. But I'm going to go heavier into it very, very shortly, aka tomorrow. But yeah, it's a very good point. Just be careful.
Well, and I think what I like about what we've always been trying to do on here is, guys, I don't get a lot into the technical analysis. I watch other YouTubers that cover that stuff, and they're great at it. To me, like it's just, yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, some of them, but for me, I want to make it as down to earth for everybody as possible. Guys, I don't know everything there is to know about crypto. There's going to be plenty of them that you guys talk about I've probably never even heard of because there's almost 10,000 cryptos out there at this point. But I'm always wanting to learn. I study the market like crazy during the day whenever I have time to do it. And I've been in the market for 4 years, so I have a pretty good understanding of how things work in it and everything. But that's kind of been always our goal with this right here is we're going to learn together. We're going to make it fun to learn everything, and we're going to try to make our videos entertaining. And, it's fun sometimes. Some of our best performing videos are the ones like, how many VeChain would you need to become a millionaire? That one has been just crazy popular and everything. And sometimes it's fun to just speculate a little bit,
Yep.
How many would you need to make yourself a millionaire? And then if you were a millionaire, what would you spend it on?
Yeah, exactly. And right here, yeah, buy the dips. Absolutely.
100%.
I don't want to say your name there, but you 100% right. Buy the dips. That's the way to do it. So anything else, guys? I said I got a pillow with my name on it tonight. Oh, it's gonna feel so good.
It was a long day today. It was definitely a long day.
I'm pooped.
Derek says, what's the market going to be like after the bull run? So, guys, Bitcoin, we'll finish up with this. This is actually a great one to finish up with right here. So the crypto market, typically when the bull run ends, you're going to see a major retracement. Now, I don't think it will be as steep this year. I don't, because of the mainstream adoption and the institutions buying up Bitcoin like it's their job. Okay. Companies like PayPal, any of these big companies, okay, they're not buying into Bitcoin with the intent to watch it just drop like a rock like it has in years past. Do I think it will retrace back? Yes. Normally, altcoins and Bitcoin lose, 90% of their value. However, I don't think that's going to be the case, at least with Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin probably 55 to 65% of its value. So it's gonna be way less significant than it normally is. It's still a lot, but it's not going to be quite as much. Ethereum, I think, will be right around that. I think ETH and Bitcoin are going to have the least amount. Other projects. I mean, I can remember. So Cardano was like $1.25-ish, somewhere in there at its peak. That dropped all the way to like 2 cents. So just to give you an idea, like how far things can drop. So you want to be prepared for it. And we're going to talk about like exit strategy. One of the best things, I think, dollar cost average, guys, as we're getting close, and it's going to be sometime, October to November timeframe is, the timing for it in terms of the historically how long the bull run will last and everything. So, I'm kind of targeting like October to November is going to be the peak of it. And leading up to that, start dollar cost averaging each day, each week, whatever you want to do, take a little bit out. Okay. You don't have to sell it at the peak. It's very, very difficult to time the peak. You know what? If Cardano reaches $10 this year, what's so wrong with selling it for $9? If you have a chance to sell some of it at $9, what's so wrong? You just out an extra $1, and it could, depending on how much you have, it could be a significant amount. But you know what? I'd rather sell it for $9 than watch it tumble all the way back down to $5 and then be like, shit, I should have sold it at $9. So sell a little bit at $9. If it goes up to $9.25, sell a little bit more, and just kind of dollar cost average it. If it goes down below $9, keep an eye on where the market's going. And we're going to keep everybody kind of informed on what we're doing when we're doing it and everything. And I'll make sure to let everybody know anytime I'm going to get out of a project or anything like that. We're going to definitely be documenting that for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. We'll end it on this comment right here. This is a good comment. No billionaires want to see their portfolio in red. Pump is coming. Absolutely. Weekends, honestly, weekends have typically, we've been seeing dumps here over the last little bit on weekends. So it didn't surprise me that we saw one. And especially with all the news surrounding it, it definitely did not surprise me. So, yeah. Perfect. We'll end it on that, guys. Everybody have a great night. Appreciate each and every person being here. Sorry for the shortened live stream tonight, but we'll be back out on Wednesday. We will start the new crypto league on Wednesday, and maybe we'll do some hunting for some of those low cap gems that you guys love.
Absolutely, guys. Yeah, crypto. Those who don't know, Crypto Fantasy League, winner gets a prize. We do it for 2 weeks long. You pick 5 projects that you want to, and you can trade midway through and get new ones if you'd like. Crypto Fantasy League. So we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Thank you for watching, guys.
Have a great night.